Open your mind. 深い青の世界越えて巡り合う風が通り抜けてく舞い降りた真っ白い羽ふわり揺れて惜しみなくかけがえないあなたを包みたい愛する人守る力両手に持ってるはず心を開いてそう夢見てた願いを風に乗せて遠く見えない羽がある自由な場所に風が輝き出したら歩き出そうもう怖くないからちぎれた雲の向こう側光あふれまっすぐな道その先に何かが見えるでしょう息を吸って風の匂い感じてどんな時も果てしなく広い青の世界小さな羽深呼吸して空に羽ばたけるからそれは未来新しい明日見つける鍵心を開いてそう夢見てた願いを風に乗せて遠く見えない羽がある自由な場所に行ける扉を開いてそばにいるわ見えない羽広げ飛び立つ時は来るのそう誰でも空が青い
Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun, so what are we doing today? Today we're going to be working on the Monster Girl Adventures, the ReMonstered edition. Yes, that unfortunate reality. That feeling when not late but stuck on mobile with a different account. Yeah, welcome to mobile viewing. Poor pain. So I haven't been paying a huge amount of attention. What is the primary way you were planning on structuring the redux of this? Like most of my reduxes, the plan for ReMonstered edition is just rewrite the fucking game to make things a little bit clearer. The main goal behind from classic to ReMonstered is classic edition was kind of a mess because there's a lot of different ideas going on. This one I am taking everything that wasn't belonging to a very simple core idea of a standard Monster Girl anime or manga or whatever, and just rolling with that. Pretty much it's cutting everything that didn't need to be there and trying to integrate to make it more PG-13 Japan, though. So that's kind of the goal in that kind of way, more than anything. The goal is to make it far more fluffy and kinder and simpler and not as convoluted with like 1,000 fucking side rules on top of one another. God. Whale girls when? No. But yeah, last time on Dragon Ball Z, we were going through the monster races. All the monster races. There's a lot of them. Fun fact, there are too many monsters. But yeah, that's kind of been the plan. What I've been thinking about like most of the weekend actually has been me trying desperately to come together to form what the fuck the relationship mechanics would feel like, because the affection desire system doesn't quite work the way that I want it to. It's a little janky. And there's an answer there. I don't know what the answer is, though. So, let's see. What did we get through? Oh, yeah, we added centaurs. We added werebeasts. Added some images there. Added this. I couldn't find any good images of werebeasts that wasn't straight up fucking porn. So, that's what you get. This is... I have the idea. Because here's the issue. Here's the issue. Because what the big thing is, the original idea that I had in my mind was that kind of like the affection system was going to play directly into leveling up. However, there's a problem. How does that work? Well, the original idea was how it was going to work is that the more affection you have, the more experience you get. Awesome, cool, simple, nice and easy, right? However, there's a problem with that. The problem is very simple, is that you're going to constantly get fucking more of it. It's super easy to get it, and then it's going to boil down to like trying to optimize it, and then that's like one thing I want to avoid, so it's like, fuck, that doesn't work. So that's been kind of currently on the scrap heap a little bit, and I've been trying to figure out a good way to deal with relationship mechanics. Because, fun fact, if you Google, here's the thing. iRes is using money they got from my state to buy Germa up there to play their LOL knockoff. Probably, yeah, that sounds about right. It's better than Rogue Company, that's all I gotta say. Let's see, like, relationship mechanics, TTRPGs. High emphasis on relationships. Let me get, it's gonna be fucking, Smallville's Cortex Plus, use that. It's also, if I'm sounding a little bit weird, Windows did a big update, and it sounds like they fucked with some systems, probably, so if it sounds a little bit weird, tell me, I'll see if I can fix it. Easy answer, limit how much affection you can get between levels in a session. Well, the problem was, like, the idea is that you can use affection for other things. It's not just strictly like a level up thing. Because what I'm afraid is going to happen isn't necessarily like, oh, well, how much? It's just going to be like everyone's just going to dump affection on like one person who needs it. Yeah, you need to get better at punching before you can ask a Dragon Chan to hold your hand in public. That's where things get like, that isn't quite working, because for some reason along the way, I decided to make this as a dedicated point. Affection and desire. Also, if you know where this is from, you poor bastard. I decided to make this. I don't know why it came to me immediately, because it's just the idea of like, hey, You're building up a relationship a little bit. You can affect this a little bit more. You have higher, you have lower, and you can affect things. What I should do... And it's like, how do I want to do this? Like, oh, it's an affection check. I have no idea when I was writing when I wrote affection check. Like, I don't know what the fuck this is. It just kind of is. And what I should do... Yeah, because, like, technically I don't really even have rules for, like... What I was thinking about, like, assisting with roles. Like... I don't know. Like, I have the idea, like, what I'm thinking about doing is turning desire into the assist die. So pretty much with the idea being that, like, hey, I'm assisting you and we're comrade, or like we're companions, otherwise known as, like, I'm gonna give you a D6 if I'm helping you, but hey, I'm really close to you, like, we're like really, we're bonded with each other, at least I think we are. You're gonna get a D10. That's what I was thinking of, but then I'm like, that really makes things really light in that regard. It's like, fuck, what's a good answer? And the answer is, there isn't a good answer, and I'm losing my goddamn mind. Burning for more time on the clock. Delta Green is a pretty decent system. The trends oils are more representative. You slowly losing any relationship with your family. Yeah, it has to work the opposite direction. That's the idea, because the main thing in most Monster Girl anime, manga, whatever the fuck you feel like reading or watching, the entire idea is random dude. You know, usually it's Monster 1, Monster 2, Monster 3. Sometimes there's Monster 4. Usually it's 1, 2, 3. Now, the entire idea is over time, and a lot of these, even romance manga in general, what happens is it's one girl gets this, one girl gets the, you know, one girl gets girl B, girl C. And they're slowly increasing. Over the course of the series, there will be times when everyone's building up until you hit kind of like, I would say, the 75% waypoint of the work, and then that's when, like, the one girl pulls inexplicably ahead. Sometimes they subvert this, sometimes they don't. I've read too much romance manga. But that's usually the basic idea. Is that at a certain point that someone will pull ahead, but it's right near the end. And what I want to get across here is that the players, are the ones kind of trying to go along that relationship track in the same way, but still being rewarded for it, but I don't know how to do it properly. Ah! I mean, let's actually do Delta Green, Delta Green bond system. Because most of the time what people are recommending, like, oh, use fucking Apocalypse World. Wow, Dogs in the Vineyard. Wow. It's like Burning Wheel. Like, Burning Wheel could work. I was thinking about something like Burning Wheel. Like Fate. Like, a lot of these are like real nothing really to work with. It's like, fuck. Yeah, honestly, I was considering using Exalted. I was getting pretty scared there. Alternatively, like, the three systems that I'm thinking of employing, either we go full on Cortex, which is just like relationships equal die, or relationship equals like a quote attribute. I am helping this person, I get this. I am doing this thing for this person, I get this. That being the basic idea. Okay, Reddit's dead. Fuck Reddit. But yeah, that's the basic concept. We have the Cortex method, where a relationship at the end of the day is just an attribute that you use to generate something. It's a little bit wonky. We can also go down the Rune Quest method, which is somewhat the same idea, but it's more like relationship equals a personal skill in a way. Instead of changing all your attribute die to D10s, well, you'll just change it to whatever your relationship is. So hey, I'm acting in favor of this person. I get to change everything to D8s, or I get to change everything to this. Being that kind of idea, that doesn't really work perfectly well. And it's like there isn't... For like 5 seconds, what I was thinking of doing is like each character, like tying it back to the leveling system, or like the improvement. I should call it more like an advancement system, which was every character is assigned something. So, for example, we'll say Bucket. We'll say Sir Bucket is tied to, for a character, their physical. And because it's tied to their physical, at a certain point, you want to build your affection, you want to build the number of dice you get as well as the closeness of it, because you're going to have to beat a check. At the end of a session or whatever, you have to beat a check to get +1. I mean, how many attributes are we really working with here? We're working with only 4, right? Yeah, we got 4 attributes. I mean, that could work. It does give it a purpose. My only fear there would be some characters would just be like, get fucked. To have enough resilience to get through your mission and game termination meta currency. I'm trying to avoid that. See, I was thinking there was a while there, mind you. There was a while there of saying affection is a meta currency. However, I'm like, no, I don't want meta currencies. I try to avoid any meta currency in my games. Did you really make a Reddit post? No, this is from 9. That was from 9 years ago. I don't make Reddit posts. Yeah. So, And people are literally shit posting about goddamn manga titles in my light novel titles in my goddamn server. This is the agony. Resilience from Warhammer. Let's see. Resilience. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4E. I still have yet to read 4E. Let's see. What's the... tracking spending of this mechanic. Associate mechanic for my resolve didn't get much use, but resilience was used very often. Fate and fortune mechanic was a failed experiment. Rely on fear severely weakened. Was an unwelcome metagame intrusion, never worked for us. Simply remove resolve resilience. Awesome. Nope, didn't mean to click on that. Handle fate, resilience, and resolve. So, right by the GM, important acts lets you resist corruption and mutation. Choose rather than roll a test. Gain according to your character's motivation. You know what? I've got 4 of these. Okay, let's do a little bit of thinking. We got 4 attributes. We've got skills. See if I can fucking spell correctly. We got skills. We've got personal skills. We got specialties. If I can fucking spell correctly, specialties. We've got technically endurance / injury. I guess that could be something we can improve in some way. It would be kind of weird to do, but we can. And for monsters, we also have monstrous features. So, if we really want to do this would be my idea. Is at the end of every session. At the end of every session, you can assign affection to various people. We have to use maybe we do use affection as like a meta currency. I don't know how to do that then. But yeah, so effectively, what you have to do, you're going to get affection. You're going to spend affection, and all affection does at the end of the day is it is your affection D desire. So it's, let's say you have 3 or 4 affection D8. That means you have 4 affection at close desire. You two like each other you like this person at this point. We're gonna roll 48 for the check. If you succeed at the check, you're going to be able to get a bonus or something up here. You're able to get something out of it. That's a lot, not a lot. That's not a lot to work with unless we can like build it up. That could be an option. Like over time, but then that's a random roll. Ugh. Do you like your mom or her normal attack? No, that's a terrible fucking title, Ironside. I gotta remember that. That's a terrible fucking mom. Yeah, that it's immediate. Have you really considered reskinning thirsty sword lesbians? Doesn't fucking work. Amber is washing her hair in a bikini. I mean, honestly, do Twitch. If you want to engage with Twitch thoughts, do that. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of them personally, but I also don't like streamers. I find them. I find streams really annoying. This is like my weird thing. I find streams very annoying. I hate like watching them live. I always like to watch them afterwards so I can pause them and do something else. But I'm weird like that. Says the man who is currently streaming. If we really want to be wacky about things, we can use affection to increase desire naturally. So, okay. There's two ways we can do that. You can either make a check for it, being less like, oh, you're kind of building it naturally, or you can attempt to just spend the affection outright. So you're building your affection, they're building your affection with you, unless you give affection to other characters. I don't know. There's options here, and I don't know. And I know there's the right option. I don't know what the fuck that option is though. But let's get to where we were going. So yeah, we got this. Dragons. Dragons are really wonky. I think I know how to make them work though. Okay, so let's do elementals. Elemental an ever-present fact of the world. With the Dark Lord's war, many were drafted to protect their land. With far too many of them. Actually, many were drafted to protect their land. With far too many of them returning to find a blasted wasteland. These unlanded elementals now travel the world in hopes of finding their new home, or at least something to fight for, or something to not fight for, protect. Is something to call home. There we go. Again, PG-13, no Monster Girl Encyclopedia. None of it. So, elemental affinity, degrees of power and ability, darkness, earth. Oh, Jesus, okay. We're going to scrap this. We don't need it, so we're not going to think about it. Because no one actually gets any stat bonuses in this game. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, this is the reason why I wanted to avoid this, because there's a lot here. So, darkness elementals. Element can try an area within 1 SD. Oh god, I forgot where to get SD in this game. Ugh. I don't like Stranger Sense. You need change effects into horny. No, I can't do that. PG-13. Got paid to include the swallow hole ability. A bunch of things, dude. No, we are not including swallow fucking hole. God, what is with you people and swallow hole? It was a horrifying thing. Let's see, darkness. Let's do the darkness elemental. You didn't give me a number. No, there will be no numbers. I already gotta work with the perverts enough. I don't need to work with you. The elemental, the darkness elemental can shroud an area. I know you're a mercenary. Even I have honor sometimes. Let's see, can shroud an area. Let's see. The darkness elemental can shroud an area in darkness, making it impossible to see for all except the darkness elemental. Darkness elemental. This lasts for an entire scene. What he's saying is you need to join the Patreon. Yes, join the Patreon. Swing the vote. Hey, I already got some of the votes in. It's great. This lasts for an entire scene. So, Earth elementals. The Earth elemental has actually increases their injury by 5. That's literally all that occurs. They increase their injury by 5, which is actually no, we'll do 10. Earth elementals are very difficult to hurt, but they don't really get anything else. They're just a let's see, fire. The fire elemental does actually no. Fire elemental can create can light an object on fire within. How do I want to do this? Fire elemental can light an object on fire within reach. Okay, fire element can light an object on fire within reach. And if used during a confrontation will do soul plus 2. I'm gonna say damage. I'm not really sure how I want to do damage yet. So okay. The ice elemental has an aura of frost around them. Yeah, you understand where I said, like, oh, the combat kind of got a little bit too much of a focus in this particular game. Aura of frost around. Well, let's see, an aura of frost around them. But also allowing them within reach. Let's see. The thunder elemental can fire a bolt of electricity at a target they can see, dealing soul damage in a confrontation Actually dealing... I guess we do dealing soul damage in a confrontation. So the entire idea is we'll do soul damage plus 3, but we will do only soul damage here because of the idea being the fire elemental is going to be able to... They can light an object on fire. Anything really on fire. As long as it makes like even a remote amount of sense. Like, yeah, it's going to get lit on fire because you're literally the embodiment of fucking fire. It's like your one thing you're supposed to do. The one thing. Do that real fast. Porn. Let's see. Yeah, when I said the elementals were going to be weird, I wasn't lying, because elementals are weird, and sometimes they work on what we like to call unobtainium logic, which is no logic. Occasionally there's nothing wrong with these particular things. However, it's also very annoying, because sometimes you are trying to figure out what the fuck something might mean. The answer usually is it doesn't. Let's see. Light elemental can produce a bright light at any time. Yeah. The light elemental can produce a light. Let's produce a light at any time they wish. This can also this can be magnified. This can be magnified to a blinding light. It can be magnified to a blinding light. So yeah, if you really want to have just this blinding light, we'll do for a scene. Let's see. The water someone will shift and change form as they need. They maneuver while they are able to maneuver with relative their ability is incredibly easy to be sliced apart. Do not use any weapons or armor. Can slice. What we're just going to say is can shift and change the nature of their body. And change the look of their... Wind elemental has limited flight ability, allowing them to hover and maneuver in the air. In the air, yeah, they will never be injured by falling. And then we have diversification, otherwise known as my ability to get out of jail free. Also, is that showing that? Luckily, no. That's my get out of jail free card. The welcome to diversification, because technically, diversification, the elementals are nearly impossible to fully categorize and organize their abilities. To offset this, elemental character has unique personal skill or narrative ability. Narrative abilities or character perform action. Perfect. Lovely. Nice and simple. Why do we like nice and simple? Because nice and simple makes things easy. So the entire concept behind elementals are, yeah, you're really low quality. I might change you out. The entire idea behind elementals is that you choose one of these and then you kind of just able to roll with it, which has its advantages and disadvantages. Fairies, we already did fairies. Goblinoids work. Harpies technically work. High undead work. Insectoids do not work. I need to fix that up. Ghosts? Okie dokie then. Okay, now we have Majin. Have no fear. I do have Chris Hansen here. Yeah, here's Chris Hansen. He's gonna help us out. Let's see. We gotta fucking change the lore a little bit. How do I want to word this? What was the lore in that one? What was the lore in that one anime? Oh, okay. Many humans. Actually, humans are naturally incapable of performing magic. Are naturally incapable of performing magic. Only heroes being able. Only those who have been blessed can manipulate mana naturally. Long ago, there were humans who gave themselves artificial magic through alchemical procedures. These broke off to become witches. They had to become Majin. Actually, no, to become Majin, which I believe there's actually like an exact term for it. Majin, a word. Supernatural beings or entities, or a demon. I could probably give them. You know what? I'm gonna give them another term. I'm just gonna call them a witch. I'm not making them fucking Majin Buu. Let's see. Do I need to sneeze? You know when you can feel a sneeze coming? It's right there. It's like it's happening. I'm here, everybody. Let's fucking go. These bros have to become witches, which have developed their own culture and society over years of isolation. This has also cut off most the years of how do I want to word it? Actually, currently there are only female witches. Currently there are only female witches. As all of the men were eliminated centuries ago due to the alchemical imbalances. There we go. That is literally how we're going to justify witches in setting. They were humans at one point in history, but then they decided to give themselves artificial magic. But don't worry. And why are there no male witches? Because they're all dead. Personal skill, magic. They actually have the ability of magic, not offensive, but we're going to call it witch magic. So the witch is trained in the art of witch magic. Actually, personal skill, not magic. It's magic witch. Magic witch, very different. And it's trained in the art. Of their own alchemical. And their own alchemical works. Most witch magic most witch magic uses their own body as a catalyst, to cast magic, rather than using a standard catalyst. Instead of using a wand, I can use my hands, or something like that. Actually, that's a terrible idea, because I just realized what I just wrote, which is trained to the art of their own alchemical works, being a this specialized magic is focused on hexes, curses, medicinal, minor medicinal works, hexes, curses, alchemical concoctions, and what would be another? Actually, an alchemical. So yeah, pretty classical witch. However, they don't have anything. Rather than having like offensive, their entire idea is that they are pretty standard. They're pretty much the standard, what you would call a witch. They have hexes, they have curses. Are they all dead, or did the procedure turn them into women? If this question were to ever come up in like a Q&A, the answer would be, over time, they just got bred out. Like, being a male was just inefficient for the procedure, and they just died out that way. It's like, oh, yeah, sorry. Your body literally cannot take this. We've just made it over time, being like, okay, we've had 3 children. 3 are girls, and 1's a sickly boy who can barely walk. Like, I wonder who's gonna live. Okay, now we get to choose, because we have this. Actually, here's what we can do. Here's what we're going to do. We're gonna change this slightly. And we're gonna say this is going to be City Witch. With a City Witch, the character is a City Witch, rather than striking. Actually no. What would be Because what I'm going to break it down into is there's going to be pact witches, and there's going to be pretty much like body witches, with the idea being like a body witch is someone who is purely using their own internal power. These are the guys being like, oh, we have a locked door, what do we plan on doing? Give me a second, as they just slice their hand open and perform some horrific blood magic. They're using their body as a catalyst for everything. Pact witches are like, hey, my best friend's Beelzebub. What would be a good one for that? That would be 19. Am I gonna call it a cultivation witch? Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna call them cultivation witches. Cultivation witch. You thought you were gonna get rid of cultivation? No, cultivation's right here. City A is a cultivator. It's cultivator witch. Rather than striking a bargain for power. These witches have manipulated their own internal alchemical processes to use magic more efficiently. Many are considered to be extreme in personality and appearance. They also do constantly feud with pact witches. I don't have a good name for them. That's kind of the idea. is that you're someone who, rather than using like a, actually, okay, I know how to do this. Yeah, we're gonna do personal skill, magic, any, pretty much choice. Let's see, the cultivation witch specializes in crafting their own devious spells, while pack witches and get given time. Foremost magic, a packed witch, actually a cultivation witch is able to perform their own brand of magic relatively easily. That's the entire idea. They can use it very easily. Cultivation witch specializes in their own devious spells. Oh, well, pact witches find themselves bound to a particular. So the entire idea is that, let me just actually put in a footnote here. Choice. This means that the cultivation witch can choose technically anything to be a magical version. Punch witch when. Punch witch is valid. There we go. If you want to be a punch witch and your entire magic is based around the idea of punching people to death, then yeah, you can totally do that. Enthrall, we're not going to use enthrall, but we're going to instead sub it out for actually internal alchemical engine. There we go. Internal alchemical engine. The cultivation which focuses their studies almost entirely on their own internal alchemical engine. Actually, their internal alchemy, which means that all spells are going to cost double the endurance cost. Double the endurance, actually going to cost, actually, entirely in their own internal alchemy, which allows them to use magic at any time or place, use magic, actually, which allows them to use magic actively with no catalyst or supplies, but does cost double endurance when doing so. So the entire idea behind them is that they have their internal alchemical engine. They are designed to do things by themselves. If you want to be a punch witch, the entire idea is that you are pretty much manipulating your own body to do things. However, if you have catalysts, you have things to kind of focus things through, you're fine. If you don't, you can still do all the magic even when normally you shouldn't be able to. However, the thing being is, it's going to cost you double endurance. It's going to cost you a lot more. Which brings us to the Sabbath Witch, which we're going to instead call a Pact Witch. Yeah, welcome to Sabbath Witches. Don't Google Remember, kids, do not Google Sabbath Witches. Don't do it. I'm begging you. Like, you will go to a very dark place. So let's see. The character is a Pact Witch. A member of a particular clan of witches which have let's see, a particular clan of witches which have, actually a particular we'll say family of witches which have signed a contract with a pact binder. with a we'll say which rely on a pact with a spiritual, we'll do a spiritual entity, or an alchemical god. Alchemical gods are witch created entities, which funnel magical energy, to be processed. Funnel magic energy, allowing it to be properly processed to be used by those who are in a pact with it. There we go. This is the entire concept. Is it a little bit weird? Yes. Did witches create their own gods? Yes. Do I want to add this in? No, I don't think I will. I think I'm going to have to remove that part. However, what we're going to do is they're going to get a pact magic, which is going to be its own special thing. Actually, it's going to be magic. Actually, it's going to be personal skill, magic, pact witch. Actually, no, pact, which specialize primarily in a pact witch. A pact witch is dedicated to their particular organization, which actually we'll do with an alchemical god. Alchemical gods, which create entities, funnel magic energy, allowing properly processed. A pact which is dedicated to their particular organization's alchemical god, allowing them to cast alchemical works with ease. However, the alchemical god has strict restrictions on what they want and how to employ it. We do that. Read the Dark Lord and the Pact Witch talk about their alchemical god. And assign it a handful of concepts and spells available to the witch. Sabbath has connections to the Sabbath. We don't really need to worry about that. However, they are going to have alchemical disciple. A pact witch cannot take on additional spell types. Cannot take on additional magic types without the express permission. Okay, no. A pact witch cannot take on additional magic skills, but all her magic skills are half off endurance. Actually, all her magic skills do not use endurance. Actually, do not use endurance. There we go. So the entire idea behind the pact witch is everything is already handed to you. say, this is what you have, this is what you're going to do. You don't use endurance, though, for it, because it's already been processed. Except you do need to do everything it's stated, which is kind of the drawback. Cultivation Witch can kind of has to rely on herself a little bit more, but she is a really wide and varied open of like how she's going to approach things, and she can adopt additional personal skills for magic, while you, on the other hand, do not. You are very restricted as Pact Witch. However, that means you can just focus on things that you want. Chris Hansen's going to stay there for right now. I wonder, if I put Chris Hansen over here, will that break things? How big can I make Chris Hansen? I can make Chris Hansen about there reliably. So if I do maybe like this, yeah, I can make him about that size. So that means I can put a character about that size. Thanks, Chris Hansen. Orcoids. Oh boy. More of a roving horde of destruction, which is nothing more than the plight. Okie dokie then. Brutish and the various strikes of work, less an organized threat. More to pillage and plunder. Plunder across the countryside. During the war, many orcs lost their lives as valiant, if stupid, shock troopers. Leading to many tribes dissipating. Many tribes dissipating or becoming roving travelers. There we go. That's the entire idea. Hey, we're going to literally throw our lives away because we think that's the correct way of looking at things. And what we can do. What would be a good universal trait for them? Oh yeah. How do I want to word this? Let's see. The orc is a half. The orc finds it difficult to register most pain. Why is it difficult to register most pain? They gain +5 injury, +5 injury, and +5 injury and +5 endurance. +5 endurance. However, actually no. How do I word adrenaline spike? How do I word you? Actually, I know what I can do for you. It'll be funny. How do I want to word it? Orcish surge. The orcs blood pumps quickly, fast and true. They may use the adrenaline surge for only 2 endurance per die. So instead of paying 1 for the first die, 2 for the second die, 3 for the third die, 4 for the fourth die, it's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So to get the 4 die, you just need to spend 8 endurance rather than spend 3, 6, 10. Instead of spending 10, you can get it for 8. it's a little bit cheaper in the long run. They can get a lot of dice really quick, but the idea is that they want to surge. They go real hard, real fast, and they also get a lot of die. Berserker Dance. Can enter a frenzied state. They regain plus 1d. They regain plus 2d6 endurance. They regain plus 2d6 endurance for 1d6 injury, reducing them to a minimum of 1. Buff and terrifying. Buff and the orc is strong when is hideously strong when needed. When needed, they gain a 1d10. It would be a benefit die. Benefit die when exploiting. Their strength, feel no pain. I actually wrote what feel no pain does. Feel no pain, feel no pain. What does fucking feel no pain? Actually, I'm going to change feel no pain. I don't need feel no pain. What we're going to do is feel no pain is going to be ignores most absolute limit. The orc can push themselves beyond their limits. Can push themselves beyond their limits. They may use their adrenaline surge. They may use their adrenaline spike to go. They may use their adrenaline spike using their injury. Invigorate. Combat granting them. Making them stronger. All allies gain a 1d6 benefit die when performing a strength related task. Strength related check. Mostly when performing a strength related check with the orc in the same area. There we go. I have 7 people watching. Why? This is just me staring at this. Actually, we'll do personal skill, fighting choice. So, the orc is a weapon with two legs. As such, any fighting style comes naturally to them. Actually, we'll do personal skill fighting. We'll do skill. Actually, no. Let's go weapon mount. Fighting style. Let's see. As such, many weapons come natural to them. Rejuvenation. Anytime where is rejuvenation? The orc has naturally healed their own wounds. There we go. And that works. Ogres, that works. So plantoids. Okay, plantoids. Congratulations. Guess who's getting diversification again? Because diversification saves lives, and I don't really need to think about it too hard. Yay! Everybody cheer. Diversification. The plantoids. I literally had no better word to give these guys other than plantoids from fucking Stellaris. Wait, why are you that way? Oh no, I didn't change the diversification. Oh no! I made a mistake. Notepad made a goof. No, I don't want you. Go away, fire elemental. Go away. The plantoids are in possible category. To offset this, a plantoid. Personal skill, natural growth, plantoid's body. Human except looks rely less on traditional food and rest. Different allows the plantoid to heal at triple the rate as normal. Triple the rate is normal, but requires clear sky. But requires the sun. Requires the sun or appropriate nutrients. There we go. And next we gotta rewrite the lore for bitches. Gotta rewrite the lore. Alright, plantoids are natural growths given a degree of sentience. Often many of them keeping to their natural habitat. That's during the war. However, with many locations becoming overrun with what the fuck did I call them again? They're others in Japanese. That's all I remember them calling them. This is good. Sonahaka. Let's see. However, with many locations becoming overrun with Sonahaka, plantoid travelers have plantoids have slowly begun to move from their ancestral homes to places which are safer. Many though take to the road if only due to a sense of a new sense of wanderlust. Many take to the road if only due to a new sense of wanderlust. Don't worry. Oh boy. Are you ready, kids? It's time for Lamia and Saurians. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna split this. We're gonna split this up. Actually, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to take this here. We're going to slimes are yet again broken. I don't know why slimes keep breaking. They just do. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to swing up here, and then we're going to cut out all these Saurians. So, Saurians are reptilian monsters often found just about anywhere adapted to the local ecosystem. Due to with the war, many Saurians took up arms and were fundamental on the front. They are natural warriors. They are natural warriors, and let's see. They are natural warriors and survivalists, though these tend to cause them to be suspicious. Suspicious. They are natural warriors and survivalists, though these tend to cause them to be suspicious of other tribes and people. After the war, many returned home, but some returned home. Some returned home, but many found that being. Let's see. No. The command is fundamental to the front. On the front, they were natural warriors, although they. And those found alone are often alone for good reason. The idea being that Saurians are scary, and they do not get any that. So Saurians is just it. So, oh Jesus Christ Almighty. We need to get rid of. Position on page. We need to give you. Let's see. Where's Dragon? Dracoon. Dracu Rouge. There we go. We'll give the Saurians this, but to compensate, they're going to get something stupid in exchange. They're going to get this, the Saurians. However, they're going to get martial culture. The Saurians. Saurians? Not. There's salamanders, etc. Find difficult to possess fully relationship. They can only be pictured. Let's see, the Saurians. A picture of Duna, if you can find her. Duna. Let's see, Saurians are naturally combative, and as such, they. Actually, as such, they receive a 1d8 benefit die whenever they are in combat. They just get a raw bonus to being in combat. They want to be in combat, but that offsets the cold-blooded, because cold-blooded is really bad. If I'm going with what I think I'm going to go. If I'm going with what I'm thinking, then yeah, it's real bad. So, let's see. Elemental affinities. The Saurian is closely associated. Martial warfare. The impersonal skill, not this. We're going to call warrior instinct. The Saurian has honed their martial. Honed their natural combat. Actually, they're natural. What would we call it? Their natural has honed their natural bloodlust into a fine perceptive ability. They are able to sense when someone is hostile. Yep, warrior instinct. If someone wants to hurt me, I am going to hunt them down. So we're going to do personal skill, tracking. Actually, we'll do hunter, personal skill, hunter, uncanny tracking ability that will hunt down more weapons, more carnage. Target shoots all one-handed weapons as though they would be able to dual wield. Actually, the Saurian is a natural weapon user. They are able to add a +1 to any weapons damage they are using. Refusal to die. Instead, the Saurian gains +5 injury. They are hard to bring down. There we go. This is kind of how they operate. They get a few of these. So let's see. They get these two. That. Which brings me to these. What I'm going to do here, though, is going to scrap you, because you need to go down here, and you need to become Lamia. I guess that would be what the term is. When in doubt, we go to the MGE Wiki. When in doubt, everybody, go to the place where you're totally not basing everything off of, but you'd also damn well know what you're doing. Hello, Lamia. What's in the Lamia family? Technically, bunny-ups are. Bunny-ups. Serpentes. Actually, Serpentes, that would be... Yeah, okay. Well, we will do primarily Lamia, Bunyip, and I believe it's a Raiju. We're going to pull a gamer move. We're going to do what they call in the hood a gamer move. And we're going to lump them. We're going to lump the Lamias and stuff in with a Raiju as well. Not a Raiju. Wrong one. What is the... It's a fucking dragon. I know that much. It's the Chinese dragon. That's it. It's the Chinese dragon. Oh Jesus. The Ryu. That's what they're called. Ryus. Because Ryu here, fun fact, is a fucking snake girl. As you can see right there, she is a snake woman. Because that's a Chinese dragon. So we'll do that, and we don't need you anymore. Go away. We're just Lamia now. Or do we just want to keep it on Lamia? I mean, both are very valid. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna keep it Lamia. So Lamia. Wow, it turns out the Lamia family is primarily comprised of the Lamias. Wow, I would have never fucking guessed. What the fuck are Shirobe? Yes, that'll work. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just post that right there, and then we gotta select you, and we gotta post you there. Okay, there we go. Shirobe. Lamia. So, character is part of a stock collective. Lamia are are a part of a seductive and charismatic people, oftentimes operating solo or in smaller groups. Lamia are people who participate in husband snatching and kidnapping even before actually, god fucking damn it, that's not gonna work because that's how the world works. Lamia are secluded and relatively quiet people, only emerging from their isolated enclaves to kidnap or seduce wayward travelers to bolster their ranks due to being entirely female. Lamia during the war, many Lamia tribes fled their enclaves and took up residence in human cities, acting as liaisons between monster and man. No one trusts Lamia, however. As many of them often have a secretive motive. There we go. Everyone's scared of Lamia. That's the joke. Everyone's scared of the Lamia because they're totally fucking lying to you. So, let's see. Let me just remember this. Do we add cold-blooded to them? Or do we give cold-blooded? I don't believe so. However, we're going to call them... we're not even going to worry about that yet. Oh, Jesus. Tail manipulation, ambush tactics, venomous. Everybody likes Lamia. Everybody clap. Okay, let's think. What do we want to give Lamia? Actually, here's what I can do. We can do fork-tongued. The Lamias are known for being shrewd negotiators, and let's see, shrewd negotiators and speakers, being almost hypnotic to those paying attention. However, because of this, they gain a 1d6 in benefit die when speaking to any non-Lamia monster or human. However, there is always a sense of distrust with Lamia, and to inspire trust, instead of the D6 benefit die, so they receive a drawback die. If you are being just completely like, I am here you can trust me, I'm a very trustworthy person, you're not going to get a benefit die, you're going to get a drawback die, because they'd be like, no. If you were like right up front, like, I am manipulating you, no one's going to give a shit. They're like, yes, it's kind of one of those things that's like, oh wait, like, why are you trying to tell me you're being trustworthy? Everyone already has that like idea of like, you're not entirely trustworthy, but can I really trust you? then we have the snake-like body. Yeah, snake-like body is where things get really, really complicated. Lamia's low, powerfully built and well-muscled tail. While useful in certain aspects, is a detriment in others. Lamia can use its tail either as a third arm to hold objects such as weapons or useful tools, but they also take a negative 2d6 to all checks involving sneaking or they also take 2 drawback die. Back die to all checks involving sneaking or stealth and manipulating their tail for combat purposes or fine manipulation. There you go. That's kind of the idea behind them that they have to worry about. So, we'll do personal skill, magic, charms. Primarily charm guiding targets using their charm magic. Tail manipulation has developed these. A third arm, the Lamia. Lamia has trained themselves. Has trained themselves to use their tail as an extension of their body, allowing them to mitigating the drawback die for manipulation or combat. You are still a giant fucking snake person and you're not really going to be stealthy at all, but you like with the third arm trait, it's like, okay, I can now use it for more advanced things because I've trained my ass off to do this. Ambushing when attacking from stealth, we can charge that with we'll see if we can scoop up some. That's a no-no. I'm gonna click on this. It's gonna be porn. Yep, that's just porn right there. Nope. Basilisk is gonna be porn. Nope, that's porn. Porn. Nope. Do set alignment. What would be another good one that doesn't involve combat at all? That's like one of the issues. That's like, how do we mitigate combat from this? Things snakes can do. If you're a Lamia, what can you do? Can you... This is how I feel going on B looking for green texts. Let's just go Lamia. Tell me more about Lamia. Kiss of the Enchantress. Beautiful Queen of Libya. Oh Jesus. Modern age. Yeah, so that's Actually, I know we can do Evil Eye. The Lamia shoots an evil glare at a target, at a person. That person fails a soul check, difficulty equal to the Lamia's soul. Then they are frozen in terror. So, venomous. Lamia's venom makes successful bod burst. Score a single hit. They infect the target with a point. If the Lamia is able to successfully touch or bite a target then they will be considered poisoned. They'll consider being poisoned, reducing their endurance. Actually, reducing their endurance and injury. Actually, confrontation rules when ? Nani? Slimes. Technically, you shouldn't be that way. You should technically. Why are you like this? Why are you just normal? Yeah, you should be heading 3. Heading 3. Select you. Heading 3. Don't need this. However, we are lucky enough to just be able to select diversification. Yay! Diversification. We like diversification. Whoa, it's so easy. Because, fun fact, there's a lot of fucking slimes. Hypnotize people in a lot of media. Yeah, that's what the sense tremors. Okay, I'll see. I mean, yeah, okay. You know what? No. You know what we can do? We can do what, tremor sense? Actually, I know what we can do. Called third eye. The Lamia have a sense of their have a supernatural sense of their surroundings. They are able to determine. Actually, they gain a plus 1d10 benefit die to determine where a target is, are able to perceive others even when through simple tremor. There we go. It's kind of more along the idea of being like, you know where people are. You know, you are very easily able to detect other people. You have kind of a third eye in that regard. And hey, I know you're coming here. They're like, okay, by your steps, I know it's you. Or by your, like, even by the fact that you are here, like, I know it's you. Slimes. There we go. Yeah, Lamia are one of those weird races that are like, how the fuck do you do this? So slimes come into varieties. A puddle and formed. Puddle slimes are barely sentient animals, while formed slimes have a slime core, have a fully developed slime core, which acts as their brain. Yeah, I still need to keep things to be relatively like Monster Girl friendly. I haven't seen any multiple armed Lamia and those kind of works. We're still anime here, guys. We still anime. While formed slime have fully developed slime core, which acts as their brain. Formed slimes are often really weird. Are often weird and look at things through a bizarre light due to their almost feral approach to things. They adapt almost perfectly to those that interact with them. with the idea being that if you have a form slime, they are going to be really weird about things. However, if you teach a form slime to do something, they're going to do it, and they're going to adapt very easily. They mimic. So it's kind of along the lines of like, yeah, they're learning a little bit quicker than you would normally think. It's like, oh, let's see, slime body. Slime is semi-liquid glass, shift and change form as needed. Slimes are able to freely change the shape and look at their bodies. We don't look at that too hard. Why do I keep sneezing? Yeah, so, yeah, slimes are pretty simple. Like, being honest, slimes are pretty simple. Mostly because it relies very heavily on diversification to make them work. Because you got shit like Shoggoths and regular slimes. And we're not even dealing with Humpty Egg. Humpty Eggs are weird. Anyone's like, my favorite monster girl is the Humpty Egg. You shoot that man. You kill that man right where he stands. Just right through the heart. He cannot be allowed. Okay, so this is where things get a little bit weird. So, damn fear. Let's see. Vampirism. Vampirism is a disease. Vampirism is a disease. It's a rare one developed centuries ago. Rare one developed centuries ago, but many vampires persist to this day as their own subset of quote monster. As those infected with vampirism develop unique powers and abilities due to their newfound powers and abilities, but their body refuses to process food or sunlight properly. As such, most vampires are. Actually, no. How do we want to do it? Instead of the monster, those infected, unique powers and abilities. Those infected with vampirism tend to develop unique powers and abilities due to the disease. Changing their body. They may not be able to enter the sunlight, or drink, or eat regular, and they may not be able to eat and are forced to consume blood. But this has made but those problems are offset by their plethora of powers. Interestingly enough, if a vampire were to produce a child, primarily through a male part. Actually, female vampires only, as male ones tend to be far more monsters. Actually, no. Interestingly enough, if a vampire were to produce a child, female vampires only, human women produce a human child. They will create a damn fear, a half-blood. Yeah, there's the unique thing of how to justify having a half-blood. Weakness, sunlight. The vampires weak to sunlight. They roll negative. They have three drawback. They have actually no, we'll say 2 drawback dice whenever they are in direct sunlight. Well, no, actually, I will say 3 drawback dice. So choose 2 monstrous features: damn fear only, sunlight resistance. Vampires fully free those from the shackles of the darkness. They do not take the sunlight penalty. Actually, what we'll do is Songwood Knights. The vampire excels in the dark. They gain a D8 benefit die. And die to all actions at night, and all actions if they are under moonlight. Castlevania has made the mission to kill their fellows and under monstrosities. Confrontation rules. Local shadows can manipulate demonic energy, can manipulate their cape to ward off the worst aspect of some rays. They can maintain the. It costs 5 endurance, but lasts an entire scene. So the entire idea is that, like, as the Cloak of Shadows is, you use Cloak of Shadows to ward off the sun rays. You don't take the sunlight penalty. However, it costs you endurance. It costs you a decent amount of endurance. Vampire's Fangs. Let's see. The vampire. To continue, must naturally consume blood to continue living. But they are able to manipulate the sanguine. Manipulate it to restore all of their injury. All of their injury should they feed properly. They gain actually all of their endurance should they feed properly. Actually, here's what we can do. A vampire restores injury equal to affection with the target they're feeding from. Vampire's aura excludes the dark, dangerous energy and incredibly attractive sensation. They add a D8 when conversing with humans. There we go. This should work. Jesus Christ, that took a lot longer than I was hoping. So there we go. Monsters are done. All the monsters are gone, and we no longer have to think about them. Ironically enough, this entire time we've added more monster types. And I'm going to have to, like, here's the thing. I know I'm going to have to go through here and just, like, rearrange them slightly because they're out of order now of, like, just alphabetized. They're just slightly out of order now, and that's going to drive me insane until I fix it. But this should work properly. Everything should work here. We're going to need to do magic, conflicts, and actually, this isn't conflicts even. This is going to be a confrontation. Soul bonds, relationship mechanic, enemies and foes. We're going to just redo this entire section. Because, like, here's the thing. There isn't actually much left. Like, honestly, there isn't much left after all of that. I think I'm going to call it here for today. But I'm going to call it here for today because I'm really fucking tired all of it, because this is just annoying. And I need to debate a little bit on how to do this a bit more. I have the idea. Here's the thing. I have all the points and all the ideas. I want to do a quick check, and I want to... Pretty much what I want to do is I want to make a few sample characters and just think about it a bit. Because my idea is... Here's the idea. We can do two things with the relationship mechanics, which is more along the lines of either we tie it to... How do I want to word this? Well, thing is, in like, say, like Call of Cthulhu, for example. Actually, a lot of BRP games in general. One of the main ideas behind these games is that you fail, make check to improve. That's kind of the basic idea. So it's kind of like, oh, hey, you failed a bunch of, like, you didn't do very well, but since we know you're not very good at it, you can increase it pretty actively. I just noticed there's like a little spider web on my lap. So it's like one of those basic ideas being like, okay, we want to get better at it. What I was thinking about doing is something similar to that. So let's say, for example, we have a... let's say we have a mental of... Well, you have a mental of 4. I can tie my mental to a character being like, let's say Sadra, for example, is my mental. Because I am close to Sadra and I have 3 affection with her, if I want to improve my mental with her, I would have to roll 3d8 or something like that and try to score successes. So I want to build my affection with her to get that. Alternatively, what I can do is just use successes equal XP. Which is the idea being like, you're making an affection check, you're making this, with the idea being like you're constantly getting more and more and more. I'm a little bit worried that what'll happen here is that... That's something my only fear here is that there's going to come a point where it's going to be... one character is going to surge ahead because they're just going to get an absolute fuck ton of just... They're just going to get lucky first off and be like, wow, I got like 6 successes because I'm super cool and I'm going to win, and I'm a gamer. And it's like, well, fuck, we're all behind now this person who's really strong all of a sudden. That's what I'm a little bit worried about. So I need to think on that. Once that's done, there isn't really that much to do. I might actually use that resilience mechanic. I might not. It's a lot of like it's a lot of me having to sit down and think about it. And there's no better way of doing it, unfortunately. There is an answer. I just don't know what that answer is. As for confrontations and stuff like that, that's just going to be a grind to do, and that's what I'm going to probably do Wednesday, is just hammer out all the magic, all the confrontations, how all that works. I'm going to put them all together, to be honest. But one of the basic ideas behind confrontations, it's mostly going to be like, here is a flat value of stuff, which is a confrontation is just going to be a event or situation which poses danger to a character or the group. So it could be something like, hey, this is a big scary monster who's trying to terrorize the town and stuff like that, which is going to be roll versus, then you're going to be doing things to try to stop the monster from doing things. So so he might have like 25 successes are needed. It's just like a group check. They just need to roll a shit ton of successes eventually over time to get, or do things to get more successes. That's what I was thinking about doing. And just like, because the core idea would be, combat isn't the focus of the game. That's not the point. The confrontations are Not really. It's more about the, quote, story being told than anything, because it's a journey of people. That's where I was thinking, like, how do I want to do this? Is there really a good way of doing this? I don't know. I have a few ideas, a few concepts. I think I know how to do it. It's just going to be a little bit different than what I'm used to. But that's half the fun, right? That's half the fun. So I'm going to call it there for today. Thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad, and I hope you had a wonderful time. This Wednesday, it's going to be me grinding out probably the latter half. Most likely Friday will also be another MGA video. Simply because MGA stream anyway, mostly because I have a feeling I'm not going to finish everything on Wednesday, but it's like we've entered endgame right now. I've done everything I really like, the hard part. I went over the hump, you could say. Wednesday, the quest video is going to go out. Tomorrow, I might stream again. That's the thing. There's a non-zero chance that I'm going to stream tomorrow, which is going to be more pocket quest, grind quest. Because I want to finish one of those games just to get it done. This way, I might not. I might not. Kind of depends on the situation. Thursday is going to be a Flying Swordsman video. That's what I'm going to be working on that, which is going to be a long-ass video, by the way, and it's about a fucking OSR game. Nobody likes the long videos, I've learned, but I have opinions on that game. Not good opinions. Let me think. As for, like, next week's videos, let's see. Actually, this Saturday, we have the Curious Case of Japanese RPGs, which we're going to be going over currently Tenra Bancho Zero, Double Cross, and Konosuba, as well as Summons Gate, which those are the only games we're going to really go over, because all of those games are fucking huge. Like, they are all long-ass games. And it's like, we got to go over them. We're going to explore them. Summons Gate's not as long, but it's just fucking weird. It's weird in a bad way. Let's see, like, what games really are on my list? Probably next week I'll do, most likely next week, what I will do is, if something doesn't really come up that I want to do, really, it'll probably be Avatar Legends. Avatar, let me just do this real fast just so I don't forget. Yeah, it'll probably be Avatar Legends and Good Society, because I find both of those games very interesting for the wrong reason. And that should kind of wrap everything up in that regard. Yeah, generally speaking, like, we're doing pretty good regarding it. I'm a little bit behind on a few games, and of this next week, what's going to get a video? Summons Gate will probably get a video because it's a fucking weird game. Konosuba probably won't. It might get like a part of a rapid fire, but like a franchise game rapid fire, simply because it's like, it's fucking Konosuba. Like, Tenra might get a video, it might not, depends on how I'm feeling about it. As for Double Cross might get one just because it's a weird game. It's a weird situation with the game. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there for now. Thank you all very much for watching, and